History is being created through the evolution of civilization and ruined by changes. But, among these creations and destructions, some things remain forever remembered by writing their names on the pages of world history. Which, of course, after witnessing many bloody events, prevails in people's minds. If you search a little, you will see that there is no shortage of such signs all over the world. However, due to the rapid progress of civilization, something has disappeared, but even today some memories remain intact in the heart of the society also. Such a sign is still proudly standing in the chest of India as well as Bengal, from where a new history of independence was begun for India. Which, of course, is a great witness of Bengal's bloody struggle in the history of the country's independence. This historic building has also witnessed several political changes. Name: Writers' Building. After independence in 1947, the Writers' Buildings became the state secretariat of the government of West Bengal. At this time the building was named Mahakaran in Bengali. Although the word Writers' Buildings is common as the English word. For a long time, the Chief Minister's office, the West Bengal State Treasury, and the head offices of several government departments of the state government were located in this Mahakaran. And the well-known Chief Secretariat building or Mahakaran of the West Bengal government, which was once busy, is now almost closed. After the Trinamool government came to power in the state in 2011, almost all the government or administrative work was moved from here to Nabanna in Howrah, and all the government work was conducted from there. As a result, the busyness around the 2.5 years old Writers' Building is no longer the same as before. Although some government work is still conducted here. Perhaps, like old books, it may one day be buried in the vast library of books. But do you know why the name of this historic building in Kolkata is Writers' Building? There is a strange story behind it which may not be known by many. Let's explore the history of Writers' Building naming. The history of the Writers' Building. About 253 years ago, in 1770, the East India Company designed these writers' buildings to house its European clerks. This design was made by Thomas Lyon. In 1776, Thomas Lyon built 19 separate apartments on a total of 17 bighas to accommodate the European clerks of the East India Company. This work was supervised by the then Governor-General Warren Hastings. The apartments that were built looked more like row shops. In 1777 these apartments were opened for the accommodation of European clerks, and until 1800 these apartments were used for the accommodation of European clerks. After that, it is thought to build them together as a government building. Writers' Buildings was built in 1889 in the style of Gothic architecture. The facade of this building is an example of the Neo-Renaissance style of Corinthian architecture. A statue of Britannia, the British national figure, is also installed at the top of the main entrance. El Greco-Roman architecture is mixed with French Renaissance influences in the architecture of the Writers' Building. At the head of the building is the statue of Minerva, the ancient Roman goddess of wisdom, war, and justice. Apart from this building has statues of Zeus, Hermes, Athena, and Demeter, the gods of ancient Greek civilization. They stand here as symbols of justice, trade, science, and agriculture respectively. Writers' Building was the first three-storied building in Kolkata at that time. History of Writers' Building naming. How did the administrative building of the then British-ruled Indian government get the name Writers' Building? There is an interesting story behind it. At that time, all government documents and deeds were written by hand in Khag's pen. And all these official documents and deeds were written by the clerks of the East India Company. All these clerks used to make copies of hundreds of government documents and deeds by hand every day. Day after day, even months after months, their only job was to write government documents by hand all day long. As they write by hand, these European clerks were called writers at that time. These clerks' buildings later became the writers' building. Now the writers' building is not as busy as before. The chambers of state government ministers are also lying empty. The humming of pigeons and owls can sometimes be heard only around the centuries-old building. Footsteps echoed in the corridors of the writers' building as if to say, "Please keep quiet, don't make a sound." History sleeping here. So friends, this information is for today. We will come soon with another informative and interesting video. If anyone has any opinion about this video, then definitely write it in the comment box, and if you have any questions, then don't forget to write down it in the comment box. So those who have not subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe to the channel so that you can watch our other informative videos first and share them with your close ones.